Hello, welcome back to Storytime with Quefish, Roomba of Doom. Chapter 7. It's all fun and games until the Roomba becomes a ninja. Big, sharp, cutty thing. Crowley was sitting on the sofa, legs crossed, Xbox gaming controller in his hands, flinching left and right as he played. The TV was in split-screen two-player mode. Aziraphale peered around to see Bob sitting on the floor in front of Crowley. No controller needed, interacting directly with the console. The demon had miracled him every form of wireless connectivity he might ever want. They were a fairly even match. Crowley's snakebite fast reflexes gave him superior reaction time, but the Roomba's electrical synapses were just as quick. They were currently fairly evenly tied. The timer went off on the oven and Crowley stood reluctantly. "I'm out." "Hey, Aziraphale, do you want to play with him for a bit? You'll like this game. It's called Halo." "Here, you take my controller. You're the top screen." The angel took the controller and tried to figure out what he was supposed to do. Bob took his character down. The angel glared at the smug little appliance. "I'm just learning," he snipped. Crowley finished plating up dinner and looked over to where Aziraphale was grimacing and losing with bad grace. He flung the controller down on the sofa. "I'm not playing anymore." Bob paused the game and beeped at him. It sounded rather like laughter. Crowley grinned. "You're just mad that a vacuum with googly eyes is better at this game than you are." "There's no good response to that, Crowley. I'm not playing anymore. Besides, I can't see at all how that game has anything to do with Halos anyway." He took a seat at the dining table and stabbed some broccoli with his fork rather more viciously than was strictly necessary. The next day, Aziraphale came home to find the study looking like a murder in a greengrocer's. The marble table and throne had been shoved against the walls, and as he walked in, a piece of banana hit him in the face, then slid wetly down his collar. I hate bananas. He wiped it off with one hand and took in the tableau before him. Crowley was standing stock still, mouth open in shock, eyes wide, staring at the angel. He had a peach in one hand. Aziraphale glared at him. Crowley's eyes slid sideways and down to where Bob was sitting, also immobile in the middle of the floor, blue lights blinking nervously. He had 3 kitchen knives gaffer taped to his bodywork as he played Fruit Ninja. Bits of orange juice and pulp dripped from the blades onto the floor. Crowley pointed at the Roomba accusingly. Bob beeped indignantly and revved his motor at the demon. Crowley looked shocked and affronted at the very idea. Aziraphale growled. "I can explain, Angel." He spotted the smudge of mushy banana on Aziraphale's collar and hastily snapped it away. Bob wanted to play Fruit Ninja. The Kinect won't recognize him as a player because it needs to detect arms and legs and so forth. He was upset he couldn't join in, so I decided to do it for him for real. The demon petered off under the wilting gaze of the principality. "Kind of like this?" He tried and gently lobbed the peach toward Bob. Bob immediately spun around at high speed and sliced the peach into lumps, scattering the pieces around the room at high velocity. The stone skittered across the floor and bounced off the skirting board before spinning to a halt near Aziraphale's shoe. "I'm not talking to you, Crowley." Aziraphale stalked off toward the lounge. Crowley hastily snapped all the mess away and put the furniture back. He approached Bob to try to remove the knives. Bob, annoyed that his fun had been spoiled, scooted under the table to hide. "Come on, Hellspawn, I can't leave those on you all night. You'll stab someone in the ankles. And sod's law, it'll be Aziraphale, and then I'll be sleeping on the damn sofa. Come here." Bob scooted further under the table and beeped, then spun slowly, blades flashing in defiance. "No! Bad Roomba!" Crowley was on hands and knees, peering under the desk at his recalcitrant child, and tried another tactic. "You remember Parks and Rec, Bob? Your favorite episode?" Bob paused and his lights flashed from an annoyed red back to a curious blue flash. He inched forwards in question. I'll do your trade, yeah? Bob moved further toward the demon. A little while later, Aziraphale was sitting in the lounge when Bob shyly rolled in, iPod dock with twin speakers mounted on his back, playing Hard to Say I'm Sorry by Chicago. He watched as Bob came to a halt in front of the sofa and circled to face him, looking contrite. The angel stared him down for a moment before movement caught his attention from the corner of his eye. A flash of flame-red hair from the doorway to the study, watching him anxiously. Aziraphale sighed and patted the couch next to him. A moment later, Crowley slid onto the cushions and snuggled silently up to the cherub. Sorry, Angel, he mumbled into his middle as his arms snaked around to hug him. I can't stay mad at you, dearest. Or you, Bob. At this, Bob beeped to interrupt him. Sorry, DJ Roomba. Just please try to behave in future. And no more knives. Later that night, while Crowley was asleep, Aziraphale settled down on the sofa again with a plate full of carefully set-aside choice crumbs. He scattered a few on the floor, then reached into his book bag and withdrew a selection of brightly colored books from it. Bob scooted over with a flurry of happy beeps, spun around devouring the crumbs, then settled down in front of the angel expectantly. Now, which do you want this evening? We've got Fat Bag, the Demon Vacuum Cleaner by Jeremy Strong, The Impatient Little Vacuum by Yvonne Jones, or The Witch's Vacuum Cleaner by Terry Bob interrupted by head-butting his toes repeatedly. The angel laughed. Yes, of course. I should have known that would be your choice. Okay, hang on, dear boy. Aziraphale flicked a few more crumbs around the lounge, then sat back and opened the book to read aloud as Bob trundled quietly around, hoovering up the flakes of pastry as he listened. Fruit Ninja. Nice. Yay! I have no idea how many more of these there are. I think that GDD said that there's like 14 or something. I don't remember. But they're amazing! So, yay! Thank you for joining me. And I'll be back the next time there's a chapter. Bye!